let's go. Tune in for the infamous morning show, giving the news that you need to know. So don't you dare miss the wake-up call. Then in the evening, I got all for y'all. Get your dose of daily vitamins. You know the queen makes it make sense. So true.
I'm not going to call P. Diddy a bitch. 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 Sean Combs is a bitch. Yeah. Sean Combs is a bitch. They bitches too. Sean Combs is a bitch. Yeah. Sean Combs is a bitch. You don't hit women when you're a man. You don't hit women when you're a man. P. Diddy a bitch. 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 Sean Combs is a bitch. Yeah. I'm not going to call P. Diddy a bitch or any other name like that. But I ain't gonna stop anybody else from doing it. I'm not gonna malign them. P. Diddy a bitch. 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 P. Diddy.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original QueenAShakur show. I'm your host, QueenAShakur, and this is your Sunday Vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay, so let's see who is in here. All right, Auntie Leah is in the house, Quincy Lola. All right, HCY Projects is here, Sandy, Colorado, Emperor Rex. Lady Bridget is here, Pearly, Buckhorse, DC, Alberta. DJ Big Six is in the house, Deronda. The Griff dies hard here. It says Jay-Z no longer even remembers who Diddy is, right? Mr. Mercedes, Ethelene. Okay, so let's get into it. I see you, Reggie. All right. Shout out to Liz. Christine is here. Okay, no, my state's in the house. Hot Mess Equines. Okay, Lisa Jones. All right, so let's get into it. See Unique is here. And shout out to my moderators putting in work. All right, I see my fan pages in the house. Okay, so that all being said, let's get into it. I see you, Poetical Winds. All right. Pretty Brownie is in here. All right, Tawana, Patrick. Okay, Jacqueline. Or Jackie Line. I hope I said that right. Okay, Witty T is here. Okay, listen, guys, let me just remind you, because I keep forgetting, don't forget to visit my store where you can find t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, bags, tote bags, coffee mugs, all of those things you can find. Okay, the Queen's selling merch. All right. Be sure to go over there. You can find some of my favorite catchphrases, some of the words that I like to use. And also some of my spiritual quotes are also on there. So please run on over and make yourself a purchase. All right. We next AKDSB says, I'm going to have to write you up, Queen, for being tardy. Don't do that, beloved. Don't do that. Y'all know I try to get her on time. But I was gathering receipts. I had something I forgot to tell you guys about, and I had to dig that up real quick. It was about Justin Bieber. Okay, I meant to tell you all this yesterday, I think it was. So anyway, thank you for your contribution to the channel, beloved. Please don't write the queen up, okay? I already have enough problems as it is. And listen, let me just say, I have been doing readings all day, and I am very tired. Okay, I could barely pull myself together to get on this live. Okay, I could barely pull myself together. All right, and those of you who got readings from me today, I was looking a whole hot mess. Okay, y'all know I was looking a whole hot mess on the readings. I just had on one of my little throw lounge dresses and look at a whole mess. Because listen, it can be draining sometimes. Rick said the queen is drained. Yes. So cut me some slack. We next, aka DSB. Okay, so with that all being said, Dorada said, Queen, do you have spirits with salacious and obtuse on them? Oh, I'm sorry, shirts. See, listen, I'm so busy thinking about the reasons. I said spirits. Do I have shirts with salacious and obtuse on them? Auntie said, lies. Not spirits. I can't believe I said that. Okay. So, honey, when I tell y'all the queen is sold, my energy is gone. Seriously. Okay. So that all been said, no, I don't. But you know what? I'll put that on there because I do have behoove and nefarious. Okay. And it would behoove you to run on over to the queen's store and purchase something. All right. All right. It would behoove all of you. Gilga said, I don't believe it, queen. You always look pretty. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Okay. So that all being said, I just try to do the best I can do. We next, aka DSB said, you're good, queen. I was just kidding. You know I love the queen. Thank you. And the queen loves you all, right? Black. Okay. And so thank you for getting us started with your super chat donations, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Okay. So Reggie said, thanks for all your hard work. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you guys. So listen, let me just say something. You all know that I've told you before that sometimes when we type things in the chat or we leave comments or we send text, it doesn't come across the same way that it would as if we were talking. So sometimes things can be taken out of context and misinterpreted. So y'all know that I told you I go back and watch my own broadcast sometimes to see if I misspoke about something. And speaking of that, I forgot to tell you guys the other day when I did the story on Jay-Z and all of his alleged mistresses, Becky with the good hair. Well, I said that Jay-Z spent $75,000 on drinks that night. And one of it was $5,000 on a bottle of champagne. Now that was allegedly true, but I didn't mean 75,000. I meant 7,500. Okay, so let me just make that correction. And then for the next thing I want to say is on last night's video about Ronnie Bo. I went in on somebody named Daisy because they were like, "Oh, I think that Jay-Z sent his informants, paid his informants to come pay you a visit and see if you was tell anything." I thought the person was talking to me, and I literally went in on them. Okay, and then banned them from the channel. Was threatening to drop links and all of that. Elizabeth said, yes, I remember. I have to apologize for Daisy if you're out there listening somewhere in the bushes, beloved. Please forgive the queen because clearly you weren't talking about me. You were talking about Ronnie Bo. But in my haste, because a couple of people were saying stuff in the chat. So, I took it the wrong way. So I'm going to have to unblock them, okay? Hopefully they'll come back. I am so sorry. All right, so there's that. Y'all know the queen can admit when she's wrong. Okay, and so that all been said. Alberta said, I knew you meant 7,500, queen. Okay, thank you. All right, Elizabeth said, it's okay. Kim said, we have all done it. TJ said, not in the bushes. Okay, that's what they say when they're watching the video, but they're not in the chat. That's just a term that people say because I had never heard that. And then I went to Michi X's event a couple of years ago for her Black Agenda event. And a lady came up to me and she was like, oh, Queen Amadaya, so good to meet you. She said, I'm always watching your videos, but I watch from in the bushes. And I was thinking, from in the bushes? Like, what is she talking about? But then, I started seeing other people say it. So, okay, so they just mean they're watching, but they're not actively in the chat. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's get into it because, honey, this is all nefarious. And let me just say that this is all speculation and for entertainment purposes only. The queen can't substantiate any of it, but I do find it all very interesting. Okay, I find it all very interesting. And We Next, aka DSB, just gifted the original Queen Shakur Show 5 memberships. All right. Thank you, beloved. I really, really appreciate you. You all shout out We Next, aka DSB, okay, because he's always purchasing memberships for other people, always gifting memberships. So thank you so much for that. Peace, love, and blessings, beloved. All right. Way to get the night started. Okay. Amonin Wa, and I hope I'm saying your name right. Correct me if I'm not, beloved. Says, love you, Queen. And I love you right black. Okay. We Next, aka DSB, says, you're always welcome, Queen, my warrior sister. Thank you. Okay, so now let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. Okay, now, I got this information from another insider, not the same insider, but a whole nother one. Okay, because remember last night when I was talking about Ronnie Bo, I ended up telling you guys about Diddy and how the insider had told me that Diddy was not trying to starve himself. It wasn't that he was not eating. And I said that his weight loss was likely contributed due to stress, and stress makes you lose your appetite and you're not eating as much. But I also said that the insider speculated or said that, Diddy was paying people to test his food. Okay, so that if there was something wrong with it, he wouldn't be the one killing over, right? So someone sent me some information about that and about several other things. And this is somebody who's been in the federal jail. Okay, so let's talk about it. Now, I'm not going to read this entire email because some of this stuff is not to be read. It was just some other information. But I'm going to tell you all what they said. So likes up, everyone, please like and share. Before we get into this, we're also going to be talking about Jamie Foxx, who says he's pressing charges, Justin Bieber message, and then also Fat Joe, they want to boycott him. Okay, imagine that. So before we get started, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes. Okay, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Please hit the like button, you guys. It's very important that you hit the like button. Okay, and before we get started, I want to show you all, play the audio for you guys of what Sloan Bella said, because somebody said, they were like, is Sloan Bella copying the Queen's talking points? But then they were like, well, she is psychic. I just want you all to pay attention, because Sloan Bella said the same thing that I told y'all months ago, and she said it not last night, but I think they said it was the night before on the last live that she uploaded. So I'm going to play what she said because, hey, it just confirms what the Queen already told you guys, okay? And, you may notice that me and Sloan do say some of the same things, because I said something yesterday and someone in the chat said Sloan Bella had said the same thing. Okay, so please pay attention.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay. So with that all being said, don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes for your hair at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. Okay, and for the men out there, don't forget that she has this lovely beard oil that your ladies will absolutely love. Okay, it looks good. I mean, it smells good, and it gives you a shimmer. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, first off, I'm going to go to my video that I did. How long ago did I do this video? 2 months ago. Okay, 2 months ago. So I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to play Sloan Bella saying the very same thing. Almost word for word, but, not quite. Okay, this was the video titled Exclusive. Chakra bursting is how Diddy harvested victims' energy for power. Okay, so. Their problems just to keep you feeling bogged down, so you can be empathetic to them, or they can do it by harnessing your harnessing your energy, okay? Because they're low vibrational and you may have a light within you, or you're someone who's high vibrational all the time and they want your energy, okay? So they will attach themselves to people like this so they can literally drain you of your energy. Now, the root chakra, or the Muladhara, is the chakra associated with the adrenaline and the body's fight or flight response. Now, why is that important, Queen AppQueenAShakur? Well, let me just tell you why. Because when you think about adrenaline, okay, which puts you in fight or flight, this is something that pumps through the blood. Now, think about, I want you all to pay attention. I'm going to choose my words carefully, but I want you all to think about how we have talked about, the way they would take energy from these children. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about Google Chrome, but you know what I'm talking about. So with that all being said, please pay attention, because the root chakra is connected to the adrenaline. All right, the root chakra is at. Okay, so let me just say this for those who didn't see that broadcast. When I said I'm not talking about Google Chrome, I was talking about what they do when they're getting this energy from little people, okay? People that are young, you know what I'm saying? Those that are not of age, they get the adrenal blank, okay? And then add the last thing from Google Chrome to that, okay? In case you didn't catch it. Okay, but let's continue. At the base of the spine, okay? It's between the thing that's between your cheeks, okay, and your private parts. That's what is between. Now, right now, this is the first chakra, and the root chakra is connected to the adrenal glands, which produce hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones trigger a quick physical response to extreme stress. Okay, so just imagine, there's been stories about people. Hold on. Do I have that video up here with Nicole Kidman's father? Hold on, let me see if I have that cued. Hold on, guys. Let me see something real quick. Okay. But not only did he do these things to her, she says he also did it to other people who were minors at the time. Now, she isn't the only one who came forward. There were about 60 other people who came forward. Okay. After which he fled Sydney, Australia to Singapore, where he turned up deceased a week later. The police investigated his demise and they said that it was unnatural, but then later came back and said that it was a heart attack. In Fiona's book, titled Eyes Wide Open, which is clearly a play on the blockbuster movie starring Nicole Kidman, titled Eyes Wide Shut, well, she talks about the things that went on. And as I said, these things are very shocking and definitely nefarious. The book is absolutely a good read, and it gives a lot of detail. Now, you can see some of the shocking allegations that Fiona Barnett levied against Dr. Anthony David Kidman here. Please be sure to read the small print where it says Fiona was trying to get her story out to the masses for over 30 years, referencing alleged, and you can read the rest. It is all so nefarious, as I said. Please pay attention. Now, David Icke mentions a myriad of things that he says he believes are all connected. And you can read that here as well. These things are very shocking, but they may happen more often than we think. And let's not forget that the truth is often stranger than fiction. Now, as you can see in the headline, what they titled her father, okay? And they say that the ninth circle, well, this is something that he supposedly belonged to. This is also whom Fiona Barnett and others think took him out. And I find this all very interesting, to say the least. You see, the ninth circle, which they allege that Dr. Anthony David Kidman belonged to, and they also speculate may have been the cause for his demise, because there were certain things that people, or certain people specifically, didn't want him to discuss. They didn't want him to talk about it. They didn't want him to start saying what was going on when they had these private meetings. They didn't want him to start mentioning names of who all was involved. So that's likely why he met his untimely end at the age of 75, only a month after these allegations surfaced. But this is a clip from Eyes Wide Shut. And if you think about the allegations from Fiona Barnett and others about Dr. Anthony David Kidman, well, it just seems all so ironic, the scene from this movie, nonetheless. Please Pay attention. Fiona also mentions wild hunting parties, where she says a group of minors, including herself, were released into the woods as dogs chased them, and people also following them and firing at them. Now, she says that it was her job to try to save the rest of the minors, but sadly, she was only able to save herself. Okay, so with that all being said, I want you all to pay attention because the bottom line is Nicole Kidman's father was doing what Diddy was doing. Well, what Diddy is alleged to have been doing. Okay, except Nicole's father was doing this to children. Okay, he was doing this to children. All right, so please pay attention. And he was a Satanist. He was involved in these satanic rituals where he was doing what I'm talking about right now with his chakra bursting and the root chakra. That's what he was doing to children. Okay, because it's supposedly more potent if you do it to somebody like that. So please pay attention. This is all nefarious, is all I'm saying. Okay. With that all being said, Pentelope said Queen been teaching from Fly Nubian Queen day one. Okay, so I think we've heard enough of that. Now, here's what Sloan Bella said last night or the night before. Okay, and that video is from like 2 months ago. But you know, I have been telling you all about this for quite some time, since 2020, because that video of Nicole Kidman and her nefarious father, I did a whole live about that back in 2020. That was just a TikTok that I did over maybe about a year ago. Okay, 100 Black Rock L says, just keep all food from Fat Joe. That will be painful for him. Damn holiday float. Oh, you know, you are nefarious for that. Absolutely, though. That would get him. Okay, thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings. Now, I see Jeff ATL asked me, Queen, do you mean that the adrenal blank, we'll call it Rome, if I meant that it comes from the gluteal cleft? No, that's not what I meant. I'm talking about the that actually comes from the pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? That comes from the pineal gland. But I'm talking about the chakra. The root chakra is down there. That's what I was talking about. Okay. So with that all been said, let's go to what Sloan Bella said.
In the priesthood, because why? The wives inherited all the money from the men, the priests, and the priests usually passed away first. So, yeah. Exactly. That's exactly right. Now all the money goes back to the Vatican. That's right. And they have a wall around there. And he opened portals. He didn't say I went down to the basement and opened these doors, these tombs. He said portals. And people are stupid. I'm like, he's like, oh, it's just a word. I'm like, just shut up. I can't have these conversations. It's right in our face. It's like literally right in our face. You can't be slapped more with that. So it's ridiculous to follow that religion. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know what they found under Notre Dame. I wasn't even paying attention. All of the money that you find in the churches and these religions with these men, sorry, men. It's not all men, it's these men in religion, but all of these underground churches and the participation of all of that, what that's about is sodomy ritual and attacking the chakra system through your behind all the way up to the crown chakra to stop you from being able to access the higher realms. So that's what they're doing. They're children, and the priest should be, yes, the priest should be ashamed. The Vatican should be ashamed because they let these move from neighborhood to neighborhood, spreading perversion. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so, all right, so I just want you all to pay attention. Okay, so that's absolutely what they do. Absolutely what they do. Okay, so, you know, I forgot to mention to you guys that unfortunately, former President Jimmy Carter has passed away. You guys know that I told you I used to work for President Carter, and this is a very sad occasion. My condolences to his family and all of his fans, okay? It says the Carter Center said its founder, who was the oldest living former U.S. president, died peacefully at his home in Plains, the town where he was born in Georgia, on Sunday afternoon. He was surrounded by his family. A statement says that he was 100, the longest living president in U.S. history. Mr. Carter was a Nobel Peace Prize winner who was president between 1977 and 1981. He is survived by his children Jack, Chip, Jeff, and Amy, and 11 grandchildren and 14 great-grandchildren. His son Chip Carter said, "My father was a hero, not only to me, but to everyone who believes in peace, human rights, and unselfish love. My brothers, sisters, and I shared him with the rest of the world through these common beliefs. The world is our family. The world is our family because of the way he taught, brought people together. And we thank you for honoring his memory by continuing to live these shared beliefs." So, I hate to hear that, but, he was 100. He lived a full life. And for those of you who don't know about former President Jimmy Carter, honey, that was a wonderful person. And so was his wife, First Lady Rosalind Carter. Okay, they were wonderful people. And, they had been together since they were like 18 years old. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. Now, with that all been said, just briefly, I'll tell you that President Carter lived, of course, during the time of segregation. There was a black family that lived on their peanut farm in Plains, Georgia. And those people were like family to him. And the boy that lived there was best friends with Jimmy Carter. And I told you guys the story of how they went to the movie theater and they couldn't sit together because of segregation and all of that. And that's one of the stories that I used to tell the children who would come for field trips, okay, and things like that. But nonetheless, he is gone. And also, just for you all to know, for those of you who don't, he actually came up with a way to eradicate the guinea worm, which can be very debilitating. If you've ever looked into it or seen anyone that has been plagued back in the day with guinea worm, it can be crippling, disabling, and very painful. And he came up with a filter system to eradicate that. And I don't think that he really got enough credit for it, because that's something that most people don't even know. So shout out to former President Jimmy Carter. May he rest in paradise. All right. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay. So now let's continue. Trisha says they don't play in Singapore, right, as it pertains to Nicole Kidman's father. Well, they say that he took himself out after those nefarious allegations, but I always felt like, and so does Fiona Barnett, the woman who first exposed him, we feel like that he basically was taken out by that nefarious satanic cult that he belonged to, because after he was exposed, they were likely fearful that, he's going to start talking, okay? We next, aka DSB, just gifted 20 memberships to this channel. Shout out to you again, beloved. Thank you. I really appreciate you, and I hope that you all do too. Okay, I hope that you all do too. 20 memberships. Okay, so everyone, please be sure to shout out We Next, aka DSB. Thank you so much, beloved. I really appreciate you. Okay. Felantavia said third worst president, right behind Obama and Biden. I mean, that's your opinion. I don't think that President Carter was, from what I've read, was a bad president. He was a nice person. He was humane, and he wasn't a warmonger. He was someone who was about peace. Okay. All right. And he got those hostages out of Iran safely. So at the end of the day, like I said, honey, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but let's not have any slandering of former President Jimmy Carter, who's now no longer with us in the Queen's chat. Thank you. All right. So with that all being said, if you don't have anything nice to say, it's all I'm saying, keep it to yourself. Okay. Now let's continue. So with that all being said, let's get into this very informative email that I received. Now, if you see me pausing, that's because I'm skipping over something that I don't want to read aloud. Okay. All right. So with that all being said, here's what it reads. And I'm going to put an overlay up on the screen. Auntie Leah said he was, hold on. Let me read some of these comments. He was the first president that I remember in my life. Okay. Luna said, I hope he wasn't. I like Jimmy. He wasn't, honey. Like I said, everybody will have their opinion. One thing I can say that he wasn't a person who was going around saying racist things, okay, and being a whole racist. And he grew up doing segregation, okay? I mean, he was definitely nothing like Trump, that's all I'm saying. All right, so, I mean, notice they didn't mention Trump, but they mentioned Jimmy Carter. That should tell you all that you need to know about their comments. All right, so with that all being said, who put them hostages there? Says songwriter Sonny. Okay, Michael M said, correction, Queen, Jimmy Carter did not get the hostages out. That's why he lost the election to Ronald Reagan, and Ronald Reagan brought them home. Yeah, you're right. I stand corrected. You're absolutely right. He did attempt to, but things didn't go as planned. You're absolutely right. Okay, Vita says Carter heard had charging stations in Walmart in Hacienda Heights, and they removed them 25 years for them to bring it back. Lorraine says they never did anything for my community, so it is what it is. Well, your community is those black people that were suffering from for suffering from infection by the guinea worm anytime they went out to drink water or brought water in to cook their food. And he eradicated that. Those people are black. Okay, in case you missed it, the people in New Guinea are black. Okay, that's all I'll say about that. So, anything else? Jimmy Carter haters. Okay. Elizabeth said, I'm Cuban, so I appreciate President Carter. Thank you, beloved. Nobody's perfect. I'm just saying that he was a nice person for what I knew. And I'm not talking about something I read. I'm talking about in real life. That's for one. And second of all, like I said, he treated people fair and kind. Okay? Like I said, now I can't please everybody, nor am I trying to, honey. We're not going to sit up here and debate. I said what I said. Okay, Vita said Jimmy Carter was the first one to have solar panels on the White House. Exactly. That's another point. That's something else I used to tell the kids. Okay, so that all been said. Sierra Leone said, I like Jimmy Carter. He was part of the Habitat for Humanity. Yes, and was still out there working with Habitat for Humanity at the age of 94, even after he'd been diagnosed with cancer. Okay, and he had something wrong with his brain. I think he had cancer of the brain or something like that at the time, but was still out there working. Reggie said the Queen knew the man. That's right. So somebody that don't know him, you just going by what you read or what you think you know, can miss me with it. Okay, so now let's continue, honey, because y'all not about to worry me. I already told y'all I'm tired. My energy's been drained. And y'all can sit down somewhere is what y'all can do. Now let's get into these receipts. Okay, so here's what it says. Dear Dr. Shakur, I hope this letter finds you in great spirits. As a longtime admirer of your work, I want to express my profound appreciation for the brilliance and integrity you consistently bring to your audience. I've been a devoted fan since your Fly Nubian Queen days, and your impact continues to resonate deeply with me and countless others. As a gesture of gratitude, I've sent you, okay, they sent me a cash app. I'm not going to say them out. Now, I hope this token conveys how much your work inspires and uplifts me. Now, attached are some facts about me. Okay, I'm going to skip over that part where they talk about they were in the federal prison. That's how they know these things. Okay, so they also sent me a commissary list for general population and for the MDC Brooklyn Special Housing Unit, known as the SHU. They said I wanted to share some insights about the conditions in the SHU, including the challenges faced by inmates and the strategies they may employ to navigate the environment. Okay, high-profile cases like Diddy's highlight how resourceful inmates must be to manage the complexities of SHU life, from food security to legal access. It goes on to say, there are several levels of administrative detention. Now, inmates are very crafty, and they can make fish lines from torn linen and tie things to it and transport it to cells. Inmates would purposely get prescribed medications they don't need and then put them in sealed envelopes and send them down the tier to another inmate who crushes them up and snorts them to get high. This is all nefarious. Oh, y'all hearing this? This is what they're doing when they sit up in jail, honey, coming up with all kinds of ways. And so Epstein had to be put on that secluded tier in SHU /admin/detention. And since Epstein was killed or committed suicide with an S, they now require two guards to walk that special section every 10 minutes, while regular admin/detention, it's for them, it's every 15 to 20 minutes. Diddy and Epstein are high-profile cases. Now, in the attachment, scroll down to the administrative detention list. This is very limited by design, aka SHU, aka the Special Housing Unit. Diddy is in the SHU, and within the SHU is a special tier or with 6 to 8 cells with one bed. Sometimes they will use the disciplinary segregation tier. Now, officers sometimes put a mattress on the floor if that inmate requests a roommate. These are high-profile inmates, and they cry to the psychologist for a roommate to help with their paranoia of being poisoned by the officers. Now, inmates are fed through a slot in the door. This is a flap-type door that is secured with a key. The officers slide their trays in, then return an hour or so after to pick them up. So with a cellmate, it's hard for a tampered food tray to reach its intended target. 65% of officers are corrupt. So each inmate is assigned counselors and case managers. Inmates in the SHU are given one 15-minute call, and any other calls must be approved by their counselor or case manager through written or verbal request when the counselors or case managers tour the SHU. Now, other calls can be approved by the SHU lieutenants or a psychologist. Now, I wonder if the psychologist is whom Diddy spoke with when they claimed that he was having that meltdown that I told you all about yesterday, when he was just having a whole hissy fit and just couldn't deal with the fact that he's still sitting in jail and it's Christmas time and the holidays. And, he thought he was going to get a bail, but didn't. So either they roll the inmate phone on wheels to their cell door and plug it into a wall outlet, or they handcuff the inmate from the back and escort them to the counselor office and make the call on the speaker. And they can take their time, and the call does not disconnect. Okay, thank you. And the call does not disconnect after 15 minutes on the inmate phone system. Now, inmates in the SHU can request as many legal calls as they wish to their attorneys, either on the inmate phone system using their inmate phone code, or be escorted out of their cell, and staff will assist them to make that call on speaker and step out the room and observe them from a glass door. Now, inmates can also reserve the use of the law library in the SHU. They got an hour where they go for an hour where they research their case on LexisNexis or Goof Off. If a corrections officer likes you, they will sneak contraband like cigarettes or corn with a P material into the law library for you to take to your cell. Okay, now, in the case of Diddy, okay, I'm sure he's already got an officer on his payroll. Okay, Diddy probably got his sons to send an officer money to make sure his food is not tampered with. Okay, and Diddy only eats when that cop eats. Oh, I'm sorry, Diddy only eats when that cop is on duty, that shift, and on his or her days off has another officer on his payroll also. So he is not really eating 3 square meals. So that is why he has lost weight. Now that's very interesting, because I did not think of that. Now, are y'all hearing this? Are y'all hearing this? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, Kim says he spent his entire life manipulating people. Pretty much. Okay, Noah Daniel says, will Trump even consider pushing a pardon to Diddy? No, absolutely not. After Diddy called Trump a racist and said things about him, when Trump defended Diddy prior, when Aubrey O'Day said she didn't have anything nice basically to say about him, no, absolutely not. He already said that he was going to call out the list of people that were dealing with the Diddy. Okay, so everybody's saying yes. Okay, Felon Tavia says Diddy reading the scratch names in the wall. Okay, so anyway, let's continue, because I find this all interesting. So that would be why he would be losing weight, according to what they say, because he wouldn't be eating 3 meals a day. Okay, quite frankly. Now they go on to say, okay, this is why he has lost a lot of weight. And as you can see, the commissary list for the SHU is a shorter version. You say that they can get cans of tuna. Because remember, I told you guys that last night when I was talking about it. I said Diddy's not going to starve himself. He loves Diddy. And I said, so even if he didn't want to eat the jail food, he can get things at commissary like noodles and cans of tuna. Now, they say there is tuna. It's in pouches, though. And I don't know why I said can, because of course they wouldn't give them cans. They could clearly use that for a weapon. But they say that there is tuna, but it's in pouches in general population. Or if it's in the SHU, it's in pouches. Now, the toothbrushes are miniature and not full size as in general population, as a full size toothbrush can be turned into a weapon. They can sharpen it on the floor. They also have mandatory cell rotation in the SHU every 21 days as a security protocol to deter escapes or assisted escapes from the outside. Sales in general population are more permanent. Now, Diddy can also, by special request, ask the warden to approve some food items not usually sold in the shoe on the commissary list as a special favor. Okay, I bet Diddy is getting some favors, but let's continue. Now, if he claims allergies or is on a special diet or manipulates the doctor to request these food items to the warden on his behalf, he can get these things. So remember, Diddy was in the cell with FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, who was sentenced to 25 years in prison for cryptocurrency fraud. Now, for those of you who don't remember or don't know who Sam Bankman-Fried is, likes up, everyone, please like and share. And let me just remind you guys, this is all speculation. I can't substantiate any of it, okay? That's Sam Bankman-Fried right there. So Diddy was in the cell with FTX Sam Bankman-Fried, who was sentenced to 25 years in prison for cryptocurrency fraud. Now, they have a way of matching you with a cellmate who collects information and gives it to the federal prosecutor. This is a jailhouse snitch. Now, I'm willing to believe that Diddy pillow talked with him, and he will then return to court to spill the beans to lessen his own time. Believe me. Diddy also has the staff on payroll, and the ones he could not buy will be bought by high-profile people who know they are on his tapes. Okay? That know they're on those tapes. So what do y'all think about that? And then says, I'm very sure that Diddy's baby mother or someone may convert those tapes into links and store them in the cloud right after Cassie's lawsuit as his bargaining chips. Now, I want you all to pay attention because that's what I basically said. Now, I didn't say they were turned into links. I think they may still be in the tape form, but I did say that Diddy would likely use those tapes to bargain for his freedom, to barter for his freedom. And also, I believe that those tapes are the only reason Diddy's still alive and breathing. And I also told you guys that I think that's why they don't want to give Diddy a bail, because they want to monitor him and they want to keep him there so he can crack, hopefully, so that maybe he'll start talking and tell them where the tapes are, because there are some high profile upper echelon people on those tapes, in my opinion, and those people are not going to be exposed because we still don't know who are the clients or who were the clients of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Those people never got any type of punishment. They were never exposed or brought forth for any accountability. And I believe it's the same thing with this, okay, at the end of the day. So, but let's continue. The inmate phone system uses your voice to authenticate and has voice recognition. And if his voice is picked up on another inmate phone account, both him and that inmate will lose phone privileges. Speaking of that, you all know that there was a fake phone call. There were several fake phone calls floating around on TikTok, and people did them to troll or just for kicks or whatever. And some of them may have been AI, but one of them was definitely someone trying to disguise their voice like Diddy's, and they didn't sound like Diddy. And also, if those were real calls that had been leaked, it would have been all over the mainstream media news. Now, some people, foolishly were trying to act like those calls were real. Okay, I remember on Sean Atwood's channel, they were talking about those phone calls. They sat there and did a whole breakdown talking about the codes they used. And I'm like, they know darn well that that call is fake. Now, if they don't, I have several questions as to why they don't know that. Okay, but they say, this person told me that basically, according to the insider, that they have voice recognition. Okay, and so they can tell if that's you on the calls or not. Now, they say if his voice is picked up on another inmate phone account, both him and the inmate could lose phone privileges. They will get written up, then seen by their unit member for UDC, then seen by the DHO, and this is the disciplinary hearing officer, who is like an inside judge or an in-house judge. The DHO can sanction a violator to loss of good time accumulated, commissary privileges, phone privileges, visiting privileges. Now, if in GP, general population, depending on the severity, can be put on cell restriction. Locked in your cell in general population for a 400 series violation. The phone can be a 1 to 200 violation if combined with harassing witnesses or conducting a business or racketeering or threatening another. And let me say this. Remember when they said that Diddy had been using other people's phone codes? Do you all remember when I reported on that? That must be how Diddy got caught. That might be how he got caught because of the voice recognition thing. Do you all remember when I reported on that, how they brought that up when Diddy went to court? Okay, I find it all so nefarious. I find it all so nefarious. Now, Pio Bunyan says, set Diddy loose till trial. No, I don't think so. Carmen says the queen is always on point. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so some of y'all saying y'all remember. Dorada says, I remember, queen. Okay, so that might be how we got caught because of voice recognition. Okay, this is all nefarious. Diddy sit down somewhere. Now, so and here's what they said, last but not least. They said that jailhouse consultant, remember the jailhouse consultant that I told you guys is a former federal inmate, and now he's a whole jailhouse consultant, and they keep showing him on News Nation, giving his talking points, and none of what he said is ever credible, in my opinion. And I told you all that when he was saying that stuff about maggots and food and all that stuff, whatever, that I was told that's not true by the other insider. And I said he's just a clout chaser, in my opinion. Well, you know, this insider said the same thing, said that jailhouse consultant is a clout chaser. You already knew from your spot on discernment. Take care and keep up the good work. You are the best. God bless sincerely. Okay, so there you have it. Diddy, are you up in their pillow talking? Were you up in their pillow talking? Okay. Were you up in their pillow talking, Diddy? I have several questions with Mr. Sam Bankman-Fried. All right, because if you were, the joke's going to be on you, honey, when he waltzes up in that courtroom May the 5th during your trial and starts snitching, all right? Because that's absolutely a tactic that they do use. That is absolutely a tactic that they do employ. Okay, so likes up, everyone, please like and share. And matter of fact, let me just, hold on. I think this is, yeah. So this is a case where the jailhouse snitch, see, here's what they do. Of course, these jailhouse snitches, they do this to get secret deals. Okay, just like the insider said, that he could do that to lessen his own time. Okay, jailhouse snitch claims secret deal in death case. A second jailhouse informant claims he was offered a secret deal to testify in a death penalty case by former Navarro County prosecutor John Jackson, who has been accused of similar misconduct in the conviction and execution of Cameron Todd Willingham. Nearly 6 years before, Navarro County prosecutor John Jackson used a jailhouse snitch to help send Cameron Todd Willingham to his death. Jackson made similar use of an inmate informant in a different death penalty trial. In both cases, the informants later said their testimony resulted from secret deals they made with the prosecutor, which were withheld from the defense lawyers. So if something like that's done, Diddy's attorneys wouldn't even know. All right? They might not even know. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's talk about Justin Bieber, because this is, like I said, what I forgot to tell you guys on yesterday. Justin Bieber shares cryptic spiritual message amid Sean Diddy Combs' legal drama. So Bieber seems to be reflecting on his faith. The pop star, now 30, took to his Instagram stories on Saturday, December the 28th, to share a cryptic message about spirituality amid questions about his alleged connection to Sean Diddy Combs. In the update, Bieber shared a black text behind a white background, which began asking, "How can I really believe Jesus is with me? Every time I thought he wouldn't show up for me, he always has. I'm convinced he's perfect. He's the perfect patient. I'm convinced he's the perfect patient presence that guides, directs, and leads me all the days of my life, providing healing, restoring all that the enemy tried to destroy and steal." Now, the post continued alongside a cartoon of Eric Cartman from South Park, which read, "I really do believe." Okay, yeah, I don't really know what Justin was getting at. Then says the message comes after insiders close to the baby singer, who welcomed son Jack earlier this year with his wife Hailey Bieber, claimed they have been worried about his well-being after the disgraced rapper, age 55, Diddy, of course, was arrested and charged with 3 counts of racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. They say Justin hardly ever gets out. Everyone thought his lack of socializing was because he was embracing being a dad. But now those close to him are concerned that it's probably a deeper issue. Okay, according to a source, and they say he seems to be more trouble now than ever. You know, he might be if he's on them tapes. I mean, I'm just saying he could absolutely be if he's on them tapes. I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying. And there's the post right there. Okay. It's all nefarious. A woke spirit says Diddy has an opportunity to expose the truth and change the energy towards the slave masters. Honey, Diddy ain't gonna tell no truth. Diddy been lying, as far as I'm concerned. This is all alleged for 30 years. If Diddy really wants to make amends, he needs to come out and tell us exactly how it all went down with Tupac. Because I really think Diddy had a hand in it. I really think he did. You know, like I told you guys before, my spirit told me that after that song Hit 'Em Up came out, my spirit instantly told me that they were going to do something to Tupac. Okay, that they were going to take him out and that Diddy was going to be behind it. And I've always felt that way and still do. Okay, Reggie says, now I'm going to be careful, but Justin is on them tapes, in my opinion. I think so. I think so. Giggle said Diddy turned him out. I think that too. Luna said, wasn't Justin just kissing Jaden Smith not long ago? Well, he was doing something to him that was a little sketchy. I don't remember if they kissed, but I do remember them, like, you know, doing a little bump and grind move or something like that. You know what I'm saying? All nefarious nonetheless. Now, but let's talk about Jamie Foxx. And then also several people charged in Liam Payne's death. Jamie Foxx pressing charges. How was Jamie Foxx's birthday ruined? Social media thinks Jamie Foxx is cursed. Jamie Foxx discusses Diddy conspiracies and more. Before we get into this, let's go back to my TikTok that I did months ago. Because, you know, some of the nefarious people on Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, tried to go in on me when I did this video. But now, if you've seen Jamie Foxx's special, you can see that I was right all along. Okay, and I got this information from celebrity gossiper, AJ Benza. I wouldn't call him a gossiper. He has a different title, but it's something to do with celebrity and gossip. Please pay attention. Okay, so anyway, hold on. Let me find that video. Oh my goodness. Did I even? I don't even think I uploaded it. Never mind. I'll go back to it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. I'll find it in a second. I think I left it sitting in Canva and forgot to upload it. Okay, so anyway, goes on to say Jamie Foxx is suing these folks. Now, remember when I reported to you guys that the guy from those silly guys from Jackass, y'all remember what I'm talking about, right? And so, you know, they got into that little spat with Jamie Foxx when he was out minding his own black business, honey. Okay. And hold on. And so now they're saying Jamie wants to press charges. Yeah, I would too. Because didn't he have to get stitches? Didn't Jamie have to get stitches or something? Now here's what TMZ reported a few days ago. I want that glass door prosecuted. Jamie isn't turning the other cheek when it comes to the alleged assault where he took a glass to the face. A TMZ has learned that he wants the perpetrator prosecuted. A source with direct knowledge tells us the actor, who has fully cooperated with the investigation, wants to press charges so that this type of incident does not happen to others. Now, no arrests have been made yet. While not named as a suspect or a person of interest in the investigation, we're told that cops want to speak with Jasper Dolphin, a Jackass stuntman. And why would you even call your show Jackass? Okay, clearly because he's one. Okay, stuntman who was apparently at Mr. Chow's on the night in question in connection to the alleged assault. Now, we're told cops have obtained video footage from the Beverly Hills restaurant, Mr. Chow, on the night in question. Though they're not saying exactly what is on it yet, since they're in the middle of an investigation. Our sources say authorities are still interviewing people and putting their case together. Now, we've told you about what led to Jamie allegedly having a glass thrown at him after someone used a laser pointer to project a cucumber okay, onto Fox's table at the restaurant. They like had it on his face, okay? A laser with the image of a ping on your face. I would have been mad too, okay? So anyway, it says Foxx had been celebrating his birthday with a group of people, including his daughter. So how disrespectful was that? Now, according to our sources, the stunt organized by members of the Jackass production team enraged Jamie, who marched over to tell the guys that were playing the prank to cut it out. As we previously reported, a heavy drinking glass was thrown, smacking Jamie in the face and cutting his mouth. Okay, Jasper, an actor and rapper, appeared in the 2022 film Jackass Forever. I mean, what a name. He's also a founding member of the rap collective Odd Future, along with Tyler, the Creator. We've reached out to Jamie's attorney, who declined to comment. We've also reached out to Jasper for comment. So far, no word back. I bet he doesn't have any word back. I mean, make that all make sense, honey. Okay? I mean, people just played the most ridiculous of games. Okay? But now, let's talk about Fat Joe. Because Lord Jamar said we need to boycott his artists. What do y'all think? Y'all think we need to boycott Fat Joe or not? One's in the chat. Keita B said nobody recorded it. I don't know. I mean, we didn't see any footage flying around, so probably not. Maybe it happened so fast, or maybe there was just a restaurant full of wealthy people who don't get their kicks like the rest of us do from recording such things. I don't know. Okay, so y'all are saying yes, boycott him. I say the same thing. To hell with Fat Joe. You know, I never liked his music anyway. I always preferred Big Pun. And second of all, the only song that I ever liked was the song he did, Lean Back. And I only liked it because Remy Ma was on there. Okay, that's it. That's the only part that I like was Remy's verse. Okay, when she said we walk around the metal detectors. All right, so anyway, what did Remy say in those lines? Said he liked my necklace, started relaxing. Now that's what the hell I call a chain reaction. Yeah, that was my part. Fat Joe, you can sit down somewhere because ain't nobody checking for you, boo. And you coming out with a whole nother album? Like, really? Okay, well, we'll see how that all pans out. But let's get into it. Okay. Oh, I did upload the Jamie Foxx thing, so we'll go back to it. Okay. Hold on. Let's get into Fat Joe right now, though.
Said because I've seen video where Fat Joe said he grew up in a 90% African American neighborhood, or he said black.
And I grew up in a 90% black neighborhood. So I had to go hard since birth.
He said 90% black neighborhood. Right, but Fat Joe grew up in a 90% African American neighborhood, so how can he turn around and say hip hop started 50-50? Right. I saw a video of Fat Joe at a party, like in the middle 1980s. He was at a party totally outnumbered. Bro.
Okay, I'm sorry. They're going to play the whole darn song at the end of the day. Now, with that all being said, honey, let me go to Canva so I can pull that up. Now, this video is definitely not going to get monetized for that right there. I didn't even realize that was on there. Okay, so let me play my Jamie Foxx video. No, I'm going to play the Diddy video first, and then I'll go to Jamie Foxx. But while I'm doing that, I'll pull up the thing with Lord Jamar that I want y'all to hear.
You know, somebody like Sean Combs can't have this many victims if he's doing it all by himself. It reminds me very much of Jeffrey Epstein, who I represented 11 victims of. And he had a whole operation with Ghislaine Maxwell and other recruiters. And similarly with Sean Combs, we think there's a lot of people and companies who were complicit, and we named them. Well, of course, those people don't like being named. They don't like being associated with Sean Combs. Many of them have come to us and said, we shouldn't be in the case. Here's why. You have to dismiss us. If you don't, we're going to go to the judge and ask the judge to dismiss us. So we've had a lot of back and forth with them. Also, we had to serve everyone, which was not easy. Sean Combs was in prison, and we wanted his attorneys to accept service. Otherwise, we could have sent somebody into the prison to serve him, but that's somewhat complicated. So we got all of that ironed out. Everybody is now served. And some of the defendants were still considering whether they really should be in or should be out. We're willing to listen to evidence. I mean, I've always said just because somebody was at a party or did business with Sean Combs does not mean that they were complicit. They may not have known. But if they did know and they turned a blind eye to it and they funded him, then they were complicit. And then we're not letting them out of the case.
All nefarious. Okay, y'all heard that. Okay, y'all heard that. She compared Diddy to Epstein. I mean, which many of us have done. Now, here's the Jamie Foxx video. As I was telling you guys, that basically people were going in on me on X, like I said, because I was telling them that AJ Benson said Jamie was paralyzed and partially blind and that he had a stroke. Mike Tyson actually said he had the stroke. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. AppQueenAShakur. For weeks, we've all been wondering what's going on with Jamie Foxx with this medical emergency that he supposedly had. And now he's trending again because AJ Benza was on Dr. Drew's show, Ask Dr. Drew, and he had some interesting things to say. So let's get into it. AJ Benza is a celebrity journalist, and when he was on with Dr. Drew, he basically said that Jamie was told to do something for the film studio. You know, it was demanded of him. He didn't really want to do it, but once he did, well, he was later rendered partially paralyzed and blind. Benza also told Dr. Drew that the entire media establishment is lying about Jamie Foxx's condition to cover up the truth about certain things. If you ask me, at the end of the day, until we hear from Jamie himself, I guess all we can do is speculate. AJ Benza also said that he has a friend or a source that was actually in the room, and that person is the one who told him that Jamie's blind and partially paralyzed. And also, he said the whole thing about him supposedly playing pickleball and responded on Instagram. He really doesn't seem to believe that because he says TMZ is not even reporting that stuff, and they have all sorts of sources, whether they're legal or not. Pay attention.
And I'm thinking, is that why he blew up on the set a week before this medical emergency happened? What I found out from the man in the room was that the blood clot in the brain caused him at that point to be partially paralyzed and blind. A week after I broke my story on my show, Mike Tyson said Jamie had a blood clot in his brain.
Now, in that clip, he was basically talking about when Mike Tyson was on the PWD podcast, and they were asking him about the upcoming biopic where Jamie's supposed to play Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson said, you know, that they said he's not feeling well. They're saying it was a stroke. And then also Page Six reported that Mike Tyson told them when they asked about the secrecy of it all, why they're not, you know, just telling everybody what's going on. Well, Mike Tyson said if they wanted us to know by now, they would have told us. AJ Benza also talked about the secrecy in Hollywood and how they protect specifically their biggest actors and actresses, and they don't want things getting out specifically about their medical conditions or whatever, because, you know, these people generate a lot of revenue. At the end of the day, I can't confirm or deny any of the things that AJ Benza said. I don't know Jamie personally, haven't spoken to his doctors or his family, and so I'm doing the same thing the rest of you are doing, and that's only speculating. And we won't know the truth until Jamie, I guess, comes out and says so himself. But I doubt that he will. Another thing is, I'm choosing my words carefully and doing exactly what Dr. Drew was doing. Okay? Straddling the fence. Pay attention. For those of you who leave me comments, you know, saying, well, why don't you just come out and say it? Why do you say certain things and don't tell us what it is? Well, that's because censorship is real. And at the end of the day, you should know by now that there are certain things that you can't say. Okay? And if you can't read between the lines, then I don't know what to tell you. And by the way, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, I guess I told them. Okay, so please pay attention. But I was wrong about one thing. I said I don't think Jamie is going to tell us, okay, what happened, but he did. He absolutely told us what happened. Okay, he absolutely told us what happened. At the end of the day, he said he had a stroke. He said that he couldn't walk. He said that he couldn't really see. So, you know, I was right. But they went in on the poor little old queen. They went in on the poor little old queen, you guys. That's what they did on X. They stay going in on me on X, honey, when I be dropping my little TikToks. I think I miss me with it, honey. I mean, the hate is real. Okay, the hate is real, but they still be coming back to read what I post. Okay, make it all make sense. All right, make it all make sense. Vita said, Spike Lee, wake up, Willie Lynch syndrome. Absolutely. Okay, absolutely, beloved. Many of our people suffer from that, unfortunately. All right, they absolutely do. And Fat Joe needs to sit down somewhere because he's definitely one. Thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings. All right. And if I missed anyone's super chats while I was up here running my mouth, please forgive me. Yep, there's one right there. I thought I saw it from the corner of my eye because I have my phone with the chat on it. You are always on point, Queen. Keep up the amazing work, my warrior sister. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, so now we're coming to the end of this broadcast. Let me just show you all what I really wanted to show you all. Because did y'all forget that Fat Joe was accused of assault a few years ago? I actually did a TikTok about him, going in on him about it, because I never really liked Fat Joe. He's always just saying some stuff about people who look like me that I don't think he has any business saying, okay? But yeah, so but here's somebody else talking about it. Somebody who used to work with him. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, and also Lord Jamar asking us to boycott his R's, which I don't have to boycott him because I wasn't going to buy it anyway, to be honest.
Has an album out right now. And just like how the Democratic Party kind of expected foundational Black Americans to just support it just because, I think Fat Joe thinks that although he has a gripe with foundational Black Americans, I think he believes that we're going to go out there and support his new venture like we've done in the past. Well, people, I think it's time that we decide who the president's going to be. We decide who sits at the.
And your man Joe just...
Hold up. So basically what he was using you for was to recruit the females.
Absolutely.
Instead of pushing your music.
Absolutely. Always. Everywhere we went.
All right, what happened?
We're standing in the lobby. Shorty got a short skirt on. Your man Joe takes his whole hand, his whole arm, and throws it up her skirt and grabs her whole jump off, bro. Like, grabs it though, like, it aggressively though, like, let me get that. And she jumped and turned around, and the nigga was just looking at her. I was in disbelief. I looked, and she was just like, I'll be back. I gotta go to the bathroom. And I just was like shaking my head. Shorty went in the bathroom. She'd been in there 20 minutes. She never came out. She never came out. Shorty been in the bathroom 20 minutes. So niggas go in the bathroom looking for her. The window was up. So I guess she went through the window, right? We go in the parking lot. We looking for her. I was just like, damn, yo. Shorty's going right to police. I already had the guts. I went to my room. Probably like 30 minutes later, they call my phone. Yo, police coming to your room. I'm like, yeah. They was like, yeah, the girl say that, niggas have sexually assaulted her. Which Joe did sexually assault Shorty, man. If it wasn't for Fat Joe, we wouldn't be in that situation. So the cops came to my room. He's like, yo, Joe sexually assaulted me. He grabbed me.
Now he got the nerve, okay, to be talking about us. Fat Joe, sit down somewhere, okay? How desperate are you? The young lady excused herself to go to the restroom and then climbed out the window. All right, I mean, this is all nefarious, Fat Joe. What do you have to say for yourself? That's what I'd like to know. Okay, Vita says Jay-Z's monster lyrics. Yes, thank you, beloved, for insight into the topic and for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Yes, I did talk about those. I absolutely did read those lyrics. I sure did. Jay-Z's lyrics where he's talking about raping women and children or your daughters or something like that. Yeah, I read those maybe a week or so ago. All nefarious, because who says that? I mean, here's the thing. Now, you all have to realize by now that when people write their rap lyrics, and I'm not talking about people who get ghostwriters, because ghostwriters just write whatever they're thinking about, but people who write poetry and people who write music, they write what's in their mind. That's what they literally do. Listen to my lyrics. That's stuff that's in my mind. Okay, that's stuff that I think about and talk about. So, and this is why they, lock some of these people up and say that their lyrics are evidence of crimes. Now, I don't believe that to always be true, because some people just make up stuff, to make themselves sound like they're gangster, like they're studio gangsters. But sometimes the things that people say, absolutely, especially when they say something like what Jay-Z said, that's in his mind. Who would even just dream that up if you weren't thinking about it? Okay, please pay attention. That's all I'm saying. We next, aka DSB, said Fat Joe looks like a deflated balloon. Not a deflated balloon, beloved. Okay, I agree. Sadly, I have to agree. Thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. And so let me just remind you all about what I'm talking about when I say that. Witness, aka DSB, says he went from being fat to flabby. Flabby Joe. Is that his new name? Flabby Joe now? Thank you again for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings. And so let me just reiterate my point. Okay. At the end of the day, if you guys have ever read about, or if you're old enough to remember when they had the Virginia Tech shooting, do you all remember the young man who shot up the Virginia Tech campus? And I think he took out like 33 people. Well, one of my favorite poets, rest in peace to Nikki Giovanni, who recently passed away, she was a professor there. And she actually had warned the administrative staff that this young man was going to do something that he was problematic. She said she could tell because of the poetry that he was writing in her class. And why could she tell that he was going to do something because of the poetry he was writing? Because she's a poet herself. And one thing that we poets know is that we write what's in us. We write from our hearts. We write about our thoughts and things like that. So when somebody's writing dark poetry about blood dripping and all kind of crazy stuff, that's what they're thinking about. Because who does that? So he was writing some very dark stuff, which led her to believe that he was going to explode one day and hurt someone. And that's what she warned them. And they just really didn't take it serious because they were probably thinking, she's not a psychologist. Okay, she's not teaching that. So how does she know? But you see what ended up happening. So she was absolutely spot on. And also there's another incident that I remember seeing, because you all know that I'm a true crime buff. There's another incident I was watching on the ID channel some years ago where in fact, there was a young man who killed another guy. He was in high school, killed another guy over a girl. And he basically had written a very dark poem about blood dripping and, just saying all kind of crazy stuff. And then he goes out there and does that. So, yeah. So I'm just saying, I said all that to say this. When Jay-Z wrote those lyrics saying those depraved things, because in my opinion, those are depraved to even say something like that, that's likely what he was thinking. Not likely, that is what he was thinking. That's why he wrote it, period. Okay? Vita says, Cat Williams told y'all he had to scrub his first thesis before it was because it was too vicious. A Jay-Z title prince. Okay? Yeah, he did say that. It would have been a whole lot worse for some of those people that he exposed. Thank you, beloved, for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Okay, Auntie Liz said, Queen be cooking. Please smash the likes. Yes, please like the video, beloveds. Please like and share. Okay, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. With that all been said, I'm going to be out of here. Listen, I will be live in the morning with your morning wake-up call, so I hope to see you all there. And I believe that I told you guys I had an exclusive about Jay-Z I was coming back with, but I actually meant Diddy. And it wasn't this. I got this information last night. But no, I had some other information that I was going to tell you all about Diddy. I'll do that in the morning because I thought this was very interesting. Okay, so we'll talk about that tomorrow. So everyone, please like and share and make sure that you keep your notifications on and double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel because sometimes people get unsubscribed. And also, this is what I'm thinking about doing. I'm not going to say set in stone, but I'm thinking about after New Year, combining some of these channels. Okay, because I have all these channels and I don't have time to go on all these channels. What I'm thinking about doing is my spiritual channel. I'm thinking about incorporating that with this channel. Maybe I'll go live on both of the channels simultaneously, or maybe I'll do my spiritual broadcast on this channel. I don't know. What do you guys think? Once in the chat, if you guys want me to start doing my spiritual stuff on this channel also. Once in the chat, if yes, twos, if no. If you want the Queen to start doing my spiritual stuff on the main channel, put a 1 in the chat. If not, put a 2. because I'm thinking that with all of that good information I give out, it needs more of an audience because my spiritual channel is a little small. So most people are putting ones. I see some of y'all clearly is hating. Look at Reggie putting twos. Look at Giggles and Reggie. Reggie and Giggles like, no, they don't need to get it. They don't need to get it. Okay, now mind you, beloveds, that would not include any of my members only broadcasts. Okay, that would not include my members only broadcast. So what I think I may do, I've been thinking about this for a few weeks, is using the spiritual channel for members only, and just the stuff that I talk about for everybody on the spiritual channel, I'll just do that on here. Maybe I have like a couple of days out of the week where I go live on the spiritual stuff. Okay. Marie said, no, I'm not hating. Okay. So with that all been said, I love you all to life. Okay. So we'll figure it all out. Okay. So everyone, please like and share. I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this evening. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. Always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got